This video is starting work for basic separation anxiety training. So the first thing we do is we decide where the dog is going to go and where they're going to kind of station. And that's going to become their predictable, I know you're leaving spot. You are going to be training this for a while. It's going to be really straightforward, but I do not want you to do any of this training close to actually leaving your house. So this should look very separate. We don't introduce this as a cue that you're gonna leave until the dog has established that they feel very safe when they are in this location. So for now, for the foreseeable future, this is only something you're working on in a training context, but you won't be using it in order to leave the house. We will have talked about a totally different plan that you're using for that. So I'm first gonna decide where my dog is gonna go. So I'm gonna have my dog go on the sofa and into a down position. So my first training goal is to get my dog on the sofa and in a down position. I'm gonna go ahead and add duration right away. So I'm gonna lure her onto the surface of the sofa, into position, and then we're gonna get started. And my goal is to give her 10 treats in a row, one after another, once she's stationed and ready to go. First training goal, in position, in location, for at least 10 seconds. I've got a treat at her nose. I'm gonna lure her up. Into position, yes. 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 I'm not moving around or going anywhere. Yes. Saying yes, then I'm dipping down and rewarding her. Yes. 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 Okay. So that was an example of your first training goal, getting into location, in position, and hanging out for 10 seconds. You are gonna do that over and over again until it looks really easy, meaning your dog is actually kind of maybe even hustling to the spot when you suggest that you're headed over there and quickly getting into position, and then you're gonna reward them for 10 seconds. Your rewards are coming pretty fast, so there's not a lot of delay between treats right now, because the next step, once your dog can clearly go to that spot, lay down, and get 10 treats in a row, no questions asked, is we're gonna make it a little bit harder. You're now gonna get your dog in position, same way you're gonna lure them up. If they're doing really well, you could now add a cue like spot. So I'll say spot, I'll lure my dog up, get them into position. They'll get their first treat right away, but then I'm gonna start counting to 2 between each reward. So it's gonna be very predictable and just a small delay. Between rewards, I am gonna stand up, but I am not gonna move anywhere. So my feet are staying planted. I can lean over to reward my dog, but then I'm coming back up to my full height. Spot. Yes. 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 Okay. When you release, give the release cue, then you yourself will move. So that's your new normal. In position, 10 treats, 2 seconds apart. You're gonna do that level until your dog is really good at that, meaning no questions to ask, really easy. I generally look for 5 really nice examples at that duration before I go to the next challenge, which is those 10 treats delivered 4 seconds apart. It's really helpful if you get your 10 treats ready to go. I didn't count my treats ahead of time, so I was sort of winging it and just building some duration. 10 treats tells you where you're at. So your goal moving forward, you started at no delay, you moved to 2 second delay, you moved to 4 second delay, 6-second delay, 8-second delay, 10-second delay. So your goal is to have a dog who can lay in position for the length of time it takes you to deliver 10 treats 10 seconds apart, and then being released. So that is the level 1 practical training plan. Get your treats ripped up ahead of time. Use your dog's food. If they are up for that, you're gonna go through a lot of food doing this. Don't do more than 5 reps in a row. So we're gonna say a rep is from the time you send your dog to their spot to the time that you release them. So 5 or less is great. Always make sure there's an hour between sessions. And let me know how things are going, if you reach any problems. If at a certain level your dog starts to struggle, just back it up a step. So if you've moved on to 6-second delay and your dog is now popping up a lot, you could go back to a 4-second delay. You could go back to a 2-second delay, knowing that you will be able to move back in time up to that harder level. Separation anxiety is about the dog feeling calm, cool, and collected all the time. All right, happy training.